Hi, my name is Shay Lyle. I'm here to talk to you about diabetes today. One of your classmates was recently diagnosed with diabetes. Diabetes is when your body produces a bunch of sugar, but it doesn't have anything to break those sugars down. So the body creates sugars by ingesting or taking in carbohydrates. Carbohydrates make sugars. Now, when there's too much sugar in your body, it gets overwhelmed and shuts down. So imagine that there is someone in your class and you're all given sugar and they take extra sugar and they just start running with it. Now, the insulin is going to be the superhero that stops the person with the extra sugar. They're going to go up to them and say, hey, that's too much sugar. I'm going to take some for you and get rid of it. That way, everyone has the same amount of sugar. So, just insulin is the guy that makes sure that takes away some of the sugar so that your body doesn't get overwhelmed. Now, insulin is produced in the pancreas, which is right at the bottom of your rib cage. That's its home. So when its home isn't able to support it and make it, then the body has too much sugar in it, and that's when diabetes happens, because the pancreas can't be home for the insulin, so the pancreas can't make it. So since your classmate's body cannot produce the insulin, which is the stuff that slows down the sugars in the body or gets rid of the sugars in the body, they have to have a special pump. Now, this special pump is connected to their body near right in the bottom corner. It can be on the other side or a couple other places, but right now he has it right there. It is the insulin's new home, since the pancreas can't be its home. So that allows your classmate to put insulin into his body as needed. Now, the only problem is that the pancreas inside your body just can read your body and knows when to release insulin. Now it's all up to your classmate. So he has to have the brain and the superpower of the pancreas in his mind now. So he has to be able to tell himself how much insulin he needs and when he needs it, instead of the pancreas just doing it by himself. Now, this can be really challenging, and there's a lot of math involved in that. So he also has this special pump, or this continuous glucose monitor on the other side of him. The continuous glucose monitor tells him how much sugar is in his body. This is because sometimes there can be too much insulin in our body too. So the insulin is the person that takes the sugars away. So imagine that you're on the kickball field and everyone on the field is an insulin guy. So that's Team Insulin. We have 9 Team Insulin players on the field and only 2 sugar kickers. So we have 2 people on the other team that are sugars. How do you think that's going to work out when insulin has so much other people to overwhelm the sugars? So there's not going to be enough sugars to actually compete on this team. Now, to balance that out, we have to get more sugar players. So sometimes he'll take a glucose tablet or some additional sugar, and that'll make him be able to have more even members on that team. So when the team balances out, we have a better game going. Same goes on inside the body. We have to have the same amount of insulin, the people that take the sugar, and the sugar itself, to be able to have a good game going on and have a good body system going. Now, sometimes the continuous glucose monitor just needs a second opinion. Sometimes he might have to prick his finger and get a little bit of blood to be able to read on another reader how much sugar is in his body. It's just a double backup, and it tells us exactly at that moment how much blood is in the body, or how much sugar is in the body, I should say. So anyway, it can be kind of scary to have to poke your finger that many times. His fingers can get kind of sore, so just be careful. Other than that, he is just like you still. anything he wants to do, he can still do. He can climb things on the playground, he can play kickball, he can play in any sport, he can help you in class, he can share lunches. He just has to be more conscious of what he's putting in his body and how much sugar or effort he's releasing. So that's what's important, is that he is exactly the same person he was before, but he just has to make sure he knows how much sugar is in his body now. Just because his pancreas isn't being his superhero. So he has to be his own superhero and be able to stop the sugar in his body. Thank you so much.